When you have decimals and you're adding and subtracting them, there's only one very, very simple rule to follow. Does anybody know what it is? It's basically 2 words that will help you through all of your adding and subtracting decimal needs. And that would be, anybody up there, Brooke-Halla, any idea? You add or subtract decimals? Waving big letters here, huh? Not add nor subtract. But what is the simple rule? Taylor? Exactly. Right here, write this in huge letters. Line up the decimals. Okay, and that's different than multiplication, so that's why we talk about it. Adding and subtracting decimals, the only thing you need to remember is that you are going to line up the decimals. They fall in the same line. It's a simple little thing there. Line them up. For example, if you have a problem that looks like this, 4.63 plus 2.5. Okay. Usually when we add things together, we line up the right sides of them. In other words, usually we do something that looks like this. Okay, but that, when you talk about decimals, will get you the wrong answer. Circle that, put a big old slash like do not do this. Lining up the decimals mean you do this. You have 4.63. All the decimals have to fall on that line all the way to your answer. So that means in 2.5, the 2 has to go here, the point has to go there, and the 5 has to go there. And in your answer, that decimal will go on that same line as well. So those of you that struggle like writing up and down in straight lines, this might be a problem for. But as you notice, homework paper has those nice lines on it. And if you like, you can put a 0 in there if that helps you out. And then you can add it just like it is there. 3, 5 plus 6 is 11, carry the 1, 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7.13. Which only makes sense because if you're kind of doing this in your head, 4 plus 2 is going to give you something like 6, but it's 7 because you have to add that stuff there. Same thing with subtraction. With subtraction, please stop listening, whoever that is. 5.7 minus 1.63. 5.7 minus 1.63. Same thing, you write your 5.7, and then you know every decimal that you subtract and in your answer has to fall on that same line. So 1.63 in your answer, that decimal is going to go on that same line there. Feel free to add a 0 if you need to, and then you can do your subtracting. 10 from 3 is 3 from 10 is 7, 6 from 6 is 0. 1 from 5 is 4. 4.07. Okay, decimals have to line up. Let me give you one more here. What about this one? I'll give you a bunch in a row here. 3.6 plus 3.8 plus 17.42. Add those up for me. 3.6 plus 3.8 plus 17.42. Line those up and add them for me. Pretty sure you know how to do the division part. The rest, you've done good, guys. By the way, this is only for addition, subtraction. Don't think this is what you do with multiplication. If you do this with multiplication, you'll have trouble, and more trouble.
So, how'd you do it?
Most of you look like you have it, so when you add, it's 3.6. All of the decimals have to go on that line from here on in. So 3.8, 17.42. Feel free to add those zeros if you like. The decimal has to go there in your answer. 2 plus 0 is 2. 4 plus 6 is 10, plus that is 18. Carry the 1. 10 plus 4 is 14. 24.82. Now how about this, just for fun? What if you were given this number? What if it was 8 minus 6.35? What do you suppose you would do there? Since 8 doesn't have a decimal, how do you line up the decimals? Logan?
Do you bar from the 8?
Well, yeah, but how would I write the problem here? If my goal is to line up the decimals and 8 doesn't have a decimal, how do I write the problem? Logan?
Put a decimal and put zeros
Okay, where does the decimal go? Because I have people get this mixed up.
after the
Exactly. If you think about writing $8, the decimal should look like this, 8 point. And if you want, you can put 2 zeros there, line up your decimals, 6.35, and then subtraction. And your answer, the decimal goes on that same line, and then you borrow, this becomes a 10, becomes a 9, 10, 5, 6, 1. Just like with money, but it doesn't have the dollars right there. Everybody good with that?